How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding, and I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. Now, as always, I, your host, Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. Unplug from life and dive all into episode 15 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. Today's show is called Desperation and Denial. President Trump presented himself as a new Republican. What's a new Republican? I think the new Republicans are pimps, and the citizens of America are their hoes. They are taking our money, forcing us to work our asses off in poor working environments with little or no rights and unfair pay. That sounds like a pimp-hoe relationship to me. Does it sound like it to you? And I didn't sign up to be anybody's motherfucking hoe. Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D and D. Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful week, and thanks for taking the time to listen to me. You know, when I begin every show, I really, truly do not know where I'm going to go with the show. I don't even really know what's going to come out of my mouth fully until it pops into my head. I do have a structure, a script that I go by, but some of the madness that you hear is not scripted at all. It's just flowing in my brain and coming out of my mouth like diarrhea. So I think that's where I give my best work for you guys. I have a little bit of tea to relax my brain and I just let it rip. But I wanted to touch base on something that I discussed last week. And last week during the segment, Come Into My World, I was talking about energy and surrendering and how you can enjoy different aspects of life where you're getting displeasure or uncomfortable or you're going through some challenges, and how you can get through it without cringing or being utterly miserable, and how to harness and channel that energy to make you feel very powerful. And what I did not tell you is that that energy is called Kundalini energy. And for those of you who are into meditation, yoga, or alternative spiritual practices, you probably have an awareness or know what I'm talking about as far as Kundalini energy. And what I want to tell you about that energy is that I did mention that it's powerful, but it's life-altering, it's mind-blowing, it's extremely intense. And if you're not ready for it, it can actually drive you mad like crazy because your awareness, your senses are completely open and you're being assaulted by information at all the time. So learning how to channel, harness, and hover in that energy is something that takes a lot of time, patience, and skill. And it could have you bouncing all over the wall like a crazy person, like being on caffeine, Red Bull, everything all at once. So it's something that you should not take very lightly, or someone you probably think I'm completely and utterly crazy. And hey, you're entitled to your opinion. But as I told you before, athletes choose not to, some engage in sexual activity because that built up energy is what they use to be successful in their field, in their realm. And they probably don't call it Kundalini energy. They probably don't know what to call it, but they have figured out that if I don't engage in XYZ activity and that energy is built up in me, that makes me more powerful, stronger, greater adrenaline rush. But the reason why it's working for them is because they're channeling into something that is producing positive results. But if you're not channeling it and know what to do with it, it could turn into something that's not so positive. So I wanted to mention that to you so you know and be aware that it's real, whether you believe it or not. If you choose to learn more about it, you can, but it's not something that you should take lightly because it really impacts you and impacts your aura, your being, how you come across, how charismatic you are. And it can cause your moods to swing from one extreme to the next. So it's like trying to control a wild beast or like trying to capture lightning or something very powerful in the jar. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you will get knocked the fuck out by it. So tread very carefully and lightly. Do your research. If you want to know more about it or talk with me about it, you can always send me a post or email. But I just wanted to state that for the record, that is Kundalini energy. There's different ways of harnessing it and accessing it. Some people do it through meditation or spiritual practices, or you can get to it from other ways. But that's what it's called, Kundalini energy. Google it. You don't give a fuck. Don't Google it, whatever. But I'm moving on to what I'm talking about this week. A lot of you listen to my video clips on Instagram or Twitter, or you listen to my episodes, and you probably think that I am either completely drunk or high or I have missed my medication today for the week, for the fucking month or whatever. And I just want to tell you, unfortunately, no, that is not true at all. I do not drink. I do not do drugs. I never have. I never will. It's not for me. Now, if you like it, I love it, but I don't do that because I see how it impacts people, and that's just not my cup of tea. I think I'm too much to handle sober, so I don't even want to start fucking around with anything that's going to take me off the charts because I have to be in control of my energy of myself because I'm very imposing, very fierce, very powerful. And like I told you before, I work extremely diligently to ensure that I control the dial of how I come across. And even on this show, I wonder, is it too much for people? Am I coming across too intense? But, you can't live fucking life without having a little bit of heat, a little fire in your life. So I try to give it in measured doses. And that is why I changed the format of my show, kind of. And if you go to my website, you will see that I've now given segment timelines because I want you to be able to choose what you want to listen to. If you want to listen to this first segment, which is now called Come Into My World, which is in my crazy ass motherfucking head, then you can enjoy that. But if you want to skip to my complete madness, then you can go directly to that segment. So I just wanted to put that out there that if you want to, I have a segment schedule. And it's on my website for each. Well, I started it last episode, so it's only for last episode and going forward. But you can fast forward or listen to the entire episode. It's your choice. But I've changed the format. The first part is Come Into My World because I'm going to be talking to you about some things that I believe that's important. I'm sharing some parts of myself with you, and I'm hoping that you can take some of those things and apply it to your life or the lives of your friends or loved ones. But I don't drink, I don't do drugs at all. I need to be in full control of myself because I'm a lot to deal with. I know I'm a lot to deal with myself. So for other people, I pray for you if you encounter me at the wrong moment in time because I can be, let's put it this way, you will never forget my motherfucking ass if you met me in person. You probably never forget me now by listening to me. So if you put the full package in front of you, it's a lot. And
I need to know that if I'm doing something, I'm doing it because I motherfucking want to. I'm not going to use drugs, alcohol as an excuse or justification for what I want to do. So if I want to get up on a motherfucking table and I want to fucking twerk, shake my ass, drop it like it's motherfucking hot, guess what? I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do it because I want to do it. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow saying, OMG, did I really do that? Like, did I really do it? Fuck that shit. Yes, I did it. I know I did it. You don't like it. I don't give a fuck. Don't look. That's my approach to life. And I'm not saying if you do things a different way, that's right or wrong. I'm just telling you how I live my life. I don't do guilt. I don't do guilt. So if I'm going to do something, you have to know that I'm doing it for a reason. And it is what a motherfucking is. And I just think that with drugs and alcohol, it makes you more permissible. You tolerate things that you normally probably wouldn't tolerate, or you're more inclined to do things that you fantasize and imagine in your head, and you now get to live it out loud. And me, I gotta call bullshit on that, because you know what? If you're gonna do something and not remember, you're not motherfucking living life. Life is about having memories and being present, fully present, and being aware of what the fuck you're doing. And if you are blacked out, passed out, motherfucking drunk, and you don't know that shit, you split your shit open for a motherfucker in the club and he was sniffing your riff, then you know what? What the fuck are you doing? Because if you want to get sniffed and you want to bust your shit open like that for somebody, at least remember it, enjoy it, relish it. So you can say, hey, I did this. I probably don't want to do it again, but hey, I did this. But if you're doing stuff and you don't remember, I got to call bullshit on that, because what the fuck are you doing? You wasting your time, you wasting your energy, and you don't know if you really liked what the fuck you tried or not. So then what are you going to keep doing the same cycle over and over again? Like, how can you do the same shit and expect a different result? You can't grow as a person if you're not aware of what the fuck is going on. It's like, okay, you're studying for a fucking test, a major exam. You show up for the test. Your ass is drunk as hell and you black the fuck out. What is the point of studying for the fucking test if you are not going to be in the state of mind to remember what you need to remember to succeed and take the test? So what I'm trying to tell you is, look, live your life, be happy. But are you doing it in a way that is self-honoring to you, self-loving to you? I'm not saying that if you are dropping your shit like it's hot in the club on somebody's motherfucking face, it's wrong or right or wrong. That's for you to decide. But if you're pissy ass drunk and you're dropping your fucking coochie sweat on somebody's motherfucking face in the club, and you can't remember that you were dropping your coochie sweat on somebody's motherfucking face in the club, I gotta call bullshit. I gotta call straight bullshit. What the fuck is that? So I'm not judging what you're choosing to do. I got an opinion about how you're choosing to do what the fuck you do, which is be aware, be present, own your shit. Come out of your fucking eggshell, step out of the fucking closet, be you, dare to be you, fucking have enough courage to be you. You don't have to be ashamed. And I think people, we are so fucking prim, proper, unreal, fake, and motherfucking ass phony. And people say, I'm sorry, when you don't motherfucking mean it. People say, excuse me, they don't motherfucking mean it. I mean, everything is so fraud. It's a difficult life to live in, because that's why so many people are unhappy, because they're living life and doing things that are not self-honoring, that's not true to who they are and who they want to be. So that is what I'm trying to attack here is, you're taught that anger is wrong. No, anger is not wrong. Anger exists for a reason. Just like when Mother Nature decides to fucking have an earthquake and fucking collapse all these goddamn buildings on people, that's happening for a reason. So if something's making you sad, angry, happy, full of laughter, you have to understand that's for a reason. When you're angry, that's your soul, your spirit telling you know what? Something has happened that has caused you hurt or pain, and your anger is a sign to look at what that is and address that issue. But what's happening nowadays is that people are either swallowing their anger and becoming depressed and have anxiety, panic attacks, or people are lashing the anger out at the wrong motherfucking people and they are sabotaging themselves. I'm not saying you have to be happy all the time, because that's what the media and our parents and everyone else is trying to make us think, that you got to be happy. No, you don't have to be motherfucking happy all the time, but you don't have to be angry all the time either. There's a happy medium and balance. And the only way you're going to get rid of anger is by looking at what it is, who it was that made you upset, and rectifying and dealing with that issue, whether it be the person or something deep within you that's a scar. So you process that anger, you process that sadness, that shit goes, that leaves you. And then you can go about being happy. We, all of us, are a sum of all of our decisions. We are a sum. Your present day life is a sum, an aggregate sum of every single decision that you've made in your life. Who are you making your decisions for? Are you making your decisions to impress your parents? Are you making your decisions to impress your boss? Are you making your decisions to impress your loved ones? Like, who the fuck are you living for? Because last time I recall, you came out your mama's pussy by yourself unless you have a twin. And more than likely, when you die, only one soul is leaving your motherfucking body unless you are a special sort from an alien motherfucking planet and your body is harnessing two spirits or one soul. But I don't think that's possible, because then you would need a motherfucking exorcism. Okay, so that's a different show and a different topic. So you have one soul, one life, one spirit. Who are you making your decisions for? Because I bet 9 times out of 10, 9 out of 10 listeners, most of you are unhappy. You may not admit it. You probably think, who the fuck am I? I don't know you. Who am I to say such a thing? But you know who I am? I'm difficult and I'm motherfucking demanding. And I call a spade a goddamn spade. And how can I say it like that? Because you know what? I have a lot of experience. If you could see where I've come from and where I am today, I've done a lot of hard motherfucking work, internally and externally. So I'm speaking from experience. So if I'm saying some shit, whether you know me or not, and I've struck a nerve, you know I struck a nerve? Because that nerve needed to be motherfucking struck. Because you are listening to me at this moment and in this time, because you are meant to hear what the fuck I'm saying to you. If you want to release yourself from burdens of guilt, shame, sadness, then you need to take heed to what the fuck I'm sharing with you. I do what the fuck I want to do. No guilt. Fuck guilt. I don't do guilt. What's guilt? Guilt is fucking shame and goddamn shackles. And if anyone can tell anything about my personality, I don't like to be shackled. If I'm going to do something, I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart. I'm doing it because I motherfucking want to. You could have spat in my goddamn face and smeared shit all over my goddamn face at the same time. But if I choose to offer you help, keep in mind, I'm going to do that shit because it speaks to my soul, speaks to my heart, and it makes me happy. I'm not doing it because someone says that's the right thing to do. That's what you should do. You're not going to tell me what I should or should not do. I can figure that shit out. I don't like following the herd. I don't follow the crowd. It repulses me. I cannot do it. I just cannot do it. I feel smothered. I feel confined. And when that happens, I become like a mad person. I like to roam. I like to explore on my own. And I do things on my own terms. I am truly a rolling stone. And I know that about my personality. And I enjoy that about my personality. And a lot of people probably don't like that. Also, you can't get close to me very easily. I want to state that very clearly. And even when you think you are close to me, you have no idea how far away you actually are to being in my realm, in my heart space, where, you know what, we're down like that. It's not that easy. It's not that easy at all. No one pins me down. I choose to or not. So if I choose to pin myself to you, friendship-wise, relationship-wise, or whatever else that, I deem, it's because I want to. There's nothing that you can say. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can show me that will allow you to insert yourself into my life. It's not going to happen because I've learned over time, people need to be handled like a bullseye. Or what's that? It's the board where you play darts and you have the bullseye in the center and you have the rings. I can't think of the word. You're going to forgive me. But those who play darts or know what I'm talking about, bullseye, you have the inner circle and then you have a bunch of rings around it. Kind of like how an onion is. To get into that bullseye, into that ring, oh Lord, it is not that easy for me. It is not that easy. You got to work for it. You have to show it. And I really don't give a fuck if you like it or not. You may say, who the fuck are you that you think you're so special that someone's to work? Yes, you do have to work that motherfucking hard for me. You do have to work that motherfucking hard for me. You do. And I think all of us need to start loving ourselves in that manner. I'm not saying arrogance, being prideful. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about confidence of knowing who you are, your self-worth, your value, to not let any motherfucking person just blow into your life and blow the fuck out of your life because you know what? A guy bought you a bouquet of flowers. No other motherfuckers bought you any flowers and chocolate. So you know what? This guy, I think he's going to treat me right. Fuck that shit. That motherfucker's buying you that shit because he wants something from you. Because if a real motherfucker wanted to take care of you, you will see flowers every week, every other day. You will see shit on a continuous basis. And a lot of us get tricked. We get tricked by the bullshit because we're missing some things in our lives: love, attention, support, respect. So when a motherfucker comes in and they can sense that hole within you and they try to plug it temporarily, you're head over heels. You think this is the one, this is it. And then you find out a week later, this 2-bit lying ass motherfucker, male or female, wasn't worthy of you. You know why? Because you gave your jewels, you gave your treasures away too easily. Creme de la creme at the top, the cream, is not plentiful. The pyramid only has one top. If you look at the pyramid, the top is very small, the bottom is very large. And the bottom is bullshit. The bullshitting ass, fake, fraud, lying ass, manipulative people, that's the base. You have to determine where people should reside on your pyramid in life. Call it a pyramid, call it a bullseye, call it what you want, but you have to start looking at people very closely and carefully. Now, if I choose to pin myself to you, then congratulations, because you have put a lot of time and effort, consistency, reliability in your words and your actions to get that status with me. And when you get that status with me, trust and believe you will not regret that shit, because I'm one of those motherfuckers. I'm ride or die with your ass. I would drive you fucking crazy, but I'm with you and I'm genuine and I am there for you. That's just how it is. And you want to know why I'm like that? Because after years experience, lots of bullshit and fake ass motherfucking people, I know me. I am a motherfucking gem. Yeah, I'm a gem. And I know some of you feel uncomfortable because you know what? Anyone who talks about themselves in a positive manner, they're arrogant and that's not how you play. Fuck that shit. That's what you do. You celebrate yourself. I am a goddamn gem. And most are not worthy of the treasures that I have to offer. That's what I said. Most are not worthy. And it's okay they're not worthy. Maybe one day they will be. Maybe one day they will never motherfucking be. Maybe in the next goddamn lifetime they will be. It's no big thing. It's no big thing at all. It's okay. I don't have the stomach for bullshit. I don't. I don't do whimsical. I know what I want, how I want it, when I want it, why I want it, and who I want it from. And I also know how long I motherfucking want it. That takes a lot of thinking. That takes a lot of clarity and getting to know yourself. And you have to put the work into that. You have to put the work into yourself to be able to differentiate what I want, what can I get, how can I get it, and who can I get it from. There are people, when you ask them a question, they tell you, I don't know. Whatever you want. I don't know. Okay, let me tell you some motherfucking shit, some real shit with me. You won't get I don't know from me. You won't get no motherfucker I don't knows from me. Did you hear what I said? You won't get I don't knows from me. If I don't know, that means I really don't give a fuck. Okay? Because if something I want to know, oh, you better believe I motherfucking know. I better know. Who else is going to know? Ain't nobody going to know no shit but me. If it's about me and I don't fucking know, then who the fuck else is supposed to know? That's another thing. People walk around like, I don't know. I'll do what you want to do. Fuck that shit. If you don't know, how the next motherfucker is supposed to know for you? Like, for real? We need to get our shit together as human beings and people so we can live much better lives. And then when you put us together collectively, we can be a better civilization. All this I don't know motherfucker bullshit and following people because a motherfucker said something on Twitter and all of a sudden, you know what? Okay, this person's not doing it, then I should be doing it. That is, what the fuck is that? We are not motherfucking dead ass robots. Yes, I know robots are not alive. So for all you sci-fi motherfuckers who are into that, you can understand. For all the other people, act like I'm crazy as usual and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But robots don't have a brain. They're controlled by someone else. And that someone else gives them life. Well, if someone else is giving you life, I can see why you're sad and upset and you don't value yourself. Because someone else is giving you life. Like a robot. And last time I heard, robots don't have a heart, a beating heart. So if you have a beating heart, you shouldn't be letting someone else tell you what's good, what's not good, what should make you happy, what should not make you happy. Do what the fuck you want. Do what the fuck you want and don't fucking care about what other people think. If you're not going around killing people, harming them, fucking eating them and storing them in your motherfucking refrigerator, live life. Do you see a tree saying, you know what? Hey, shit. You know what? This tree next to me is bigger. Looks stronger, looks healthier. I'm going to stop growing because the tree next to me, they're just better than me. So if I can't be like the tree next to me, then, you know, I shouldn't be a tree at all. Like, guys, seriously, we have to grow the fuck up. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, we need to grow the fuck up. Now, enough about this. I want to share something else with you before I wrap up this Come Into My World segment. Now, you guys are learning a lot about me, slowly but surely. If any of you want some real, honest advice, all you have to do is let me know. Just let me know. I won't bullshit you. I won't bullshit you at all. I will call a spade a goddamn motherfucking spade. I won't share your personal details. I will let you know which episode Come Into My World segment I will be talking about, what it is that you ask me about. And I will give you a reply. But I must warn you, if I can, I will have fun with the topic. A little bit or a lot. It depends on what the topic is. But after I have the fun, I will get real and I will share some things with you from a point of view or perspective that you never thought of, you weren't prepared for. I will probably knock you on your ass. So if you think that you can handle this, a little bit of fun, and then I'll shut off my crazy and I'll give you some real truth. If you think you want that from an anonymous, crazy sounding but objective person, I am the one, because I will say some shit that you were like, where the fuck did she get that from? And how the hell did it end up being true? I'm that one. And that is why I'm very cautious and I'm very careful. And I think very, very much about everything that comes out of my mouth. And I know I sound like a ranting, raving maniac, but I like to jar you. And I think it's fun. I think life is too goddamn boring, guys. And it's just like, I can't take it. So if you can handle me having a little bit of fun with what you're talking about and then giving you some realness, some honest, some insight, a point of view that you can't imagine or you just don't know, don't ask me where I get the shit from. It just comes in my head and I share it. If you think you can handle that, I'm here for you. I am truly here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for all of you. If you never ask, that's okay too. But feel free to reach out. Give me a try. You may like it and may save you from a lot of bullshit. It will probably be something that you don't want to hear. It will probably be something that you already know, but you don't want to motherfucking hear. Or it may be something that you had no motherfucking clue about. And it was like, damn, thank you so much, Tara, for helping me out. It's anonymous. It will be objective. And no one will know. No one will know. So if you're up to the task, then I will give you my intuitive insight. I might be wrong, but most times I am goddamn right. And unfortunately, I don't like to be right, but if I can help you, I really, really would like to do so. So ride with me. strap your motherfucking seatbelt on and actually put your motherfucking helmet on, because if you don't know, you will soon motherfucking know how it works with me. And if I can save you a lot of trouble, heartache, and frustration, then let me be of assistance. You can always ignore what the hell I have to say and then come back later and tell me, shit, girl, you were right. That's okay too. We all make mistakes. We're human. That's what we're here for. And if we can help each other be better, that's what it's all about. So thank you for listening to this segment. And I am getting ready to move on to the other parts of my show, which is the cray cray all day, what you came here for. I'm hoping you enjoy the come into my world segment. But if you don't, whatever. You can choose what you want. You can take it all. You can take a little bit. You can come back for more later. It's your choice. You can do it however you want to motherfucking do it. But you better goddamn do it. Okay? Just fucking do it. When President Trump was campaigning, he said that he was a different type of Republican. And he outlaid what would make him different from normal Republicans. He said he would attack the financial industry. He would govern independently of wealthy special interest groups. He would protect public programs that poor and middle class families depended upon. And he was going to give power back to the people and not transfer it from one administration to the next. He was for the forgotten men and women of our country. It's so saddening, and it's outrageous how he lied. It's like a well-written Hollywood, suspense kind of thriller script. Everything he said that he wasn't going to do is exactly what he did and what he's doing. So what were we as a nation, or what was this group of people that voted for him? What were you lacking in your motherfucking lives? Like, what were you missing? Did your daddy not love you? Did your mama not give you enough hugs? Like, what is it that was missing from your lives that you allowed this person to come in and present himself as different from other Republicans? Because if he was actually different, he wouldn't be running a Republican political party. He would not be running with a Republican political party. He would come forward with a different political group. So why were we inclined as a nation to believe this guy? Like, what were we missing? Or what did we lose besides our goddamn minds? Like, what is it that we're missing as a civilization that we fell for this nonsense? He's saying he has the stripes of a tiger. He has the face of a tiger. He roars like a tiger. He's shaped like a tiger. But you're going to let him tell you, I am not like a tiger. Why were we inclined to believe that nonsense? Really, why were we inclined to believe that nonsense? What is it that we experienced that was so catastrophic that we would believe this? Now, how do you think he got elected? It was money. And it was big, powerful motherfucking organizations that were supporting him that elected him. The financial industry is one. He hasn't attacked the financial industry. Actually, he's been touting that as one of his accomplishments about how the Wall Street is in a bull market. A bull market is when it's going up and people are making money. So how exactly was he attacking it? The only person, the only financials that he's attacking is most of our motherfucking wallets. He's not attacking Wall Street. He's attacking your motherfucking purse. He's attacking your goddamn purse. So if you had no money in your motherfucking purse and you were scrambling for coins in between the seats, guess what? He has taken that motherfucker, those pennies you were looking for, he has taken that shit. He is taking your shit. And he said he will govern independently of wealthy special interest groups. Did you not look to see where he was getting his campaign contributions from? Did you not look? What did I tell you about not doing your motherfucking research? I told you to ask goddamn Siri. Call fucking Siri. You should have spoke to Siri. You should have spoke to Siri. Did you actually think that this man was putting up his wealth to fund his campaign? No. Other people were paying. So your $20 contribution is not what got him elected. It helped. But that large chunk of motherfucking money, he was getting his bag, he was getting that bag of money, was not coming from you. It was coming from wealthy special interest groups. That's what happened. So he sat here and lied boldly in your face. And then he said, you know what? The forgotten people, the ones that are being forgotten and downtrodden and, ran over, I'm here for you. I'm going to protect those social programs that help you live a relatively decent way of life. He's going for that shit. He is taking that money and he's putting that money into a stupid ass motherfucking parade and to build a goddamn wall. So where do you go from here? What do you do? Your life was already fuck all. And now he just turned around and he's basically put hot piss. Yes, he's peeing on your motherfucking ass with hot goddamn piss. He's giving you a golden shower. And we know how his two-bit ass motherfucking ass like gold, okay? He likes gold. He is giving you a golden shower. Now, typically when a person gets a golden shower, they want that shit. I don't think you like to get peed on. He's peeing on you and shitting on you at the same goddamn time. And I'm trying to figure out what exactly are you going to do? And you're right. One thing he did not do is he's not transferring power from one administration to the next. No, he's transferring power to Wall Street. That's the new administration. He's transferring money to Wall Street. He's taking these high-level executive CEOs from these companies, which don't give a fuck about the citizens or their employees. And he's putting those business people in these government positions. They have no political background. They have nothing. They sit in their motherfucking country clubs, clinking glasses and drinking that brown ass expensive piss whiskey that they like to drink. Cognac. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So where are you going to go from here? Because if you were forgotten already, from where I'm sitting, your ass is ghost. You are non-goddamn existent. That's where you are. If you're not there already, that is where you're headed. You're headed to be a figment of your own goddamn motherfucking imagination. This tax cut that he has given, that's supposed to benefit you, that gave you $1.25, which basically can't even buy you a motherfucking carton of milk at Starbucks. 10 years out from now, that tax cut will be in full effect. More than half will be paying more in taxes. And the rest of you will see no change at all. So, Mr. I know how to handle debt is basically he's pulled the most amazing magical trick on such a scale that it's mind-blowing. It actually leaves me completely speechless. He's basically taken money out of the purse of our government, which funds these social programs to help the people that voted for him. He's given that money back to himself and his cronies. He's giving you $1.25 motherfucking cents to go maybe get a load of laundry and maybe get 10 minutes on a motherfucking dryer. And 10 years out from now, you will see no change or you'll be paying more. We will have a higher deficit. Your future is really, really shaky because if you don't know this, I'm going to share it with you. America's on welfare. I don't give a fuck if you don't like what the fuck I just said. That's what the fuck I said and that's what I meant. America's on motherfucking welfare. And if you don't know what the fuck welfare is, you think, oh shit, she's crazy as hell. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Let me define to you what welfare is. Welfare is when someone doesn't have something and they're receiving shit from someone else. If we are in a deficit, let me explain to you what that means. What that means is that we don't have enough money to pay for all the different things that we have going on in our government. Consider our government like a house, and all of us are living in that house. And the president and the politicians are our so-called mommy and daddy, and they're supposed to be paying the bills and allocating the money in the most responsible manner. But our motherfucking mommy and daddies, they're not allocating the money responsibly. That is why we have gone into debt. And to go into debt and still be able to afford these things that we're getting, someone is paying for that. Other countries are financing our life, our democracy. The world that you know is being financed by foreign countries. Now, he has gone and given away the money that was being given, a good chunk of money that was being paid by these large ass multi-billion-dollar companies. He has gone and given a large chunk of that money back to them, which means you are carrying the burden of the taxes. So there's not enough of you to cover the loss. So if we're already in debt, our fucking mommy and daddy say, hey, we don't need this motherfucking money. Let me give it back to you, which means we're going to go more into debt, which means we have to borrow more. If you keep borrowing, eventually you won't be able to borrow anymore. Yes, there's no cash calls. There's no instant cash. There's no quick fix motherfucking loans. When these other countries see that we can no longer pay the interest on our debt, they're going to stop giving us loans. When they stop giving us loans, we are fucked so many different ways, like in the worst porno movie or the best, depending on who it is. You're getting fucked in the mouth, you're getting fucked in the ass, you're getting fucked in any motherfucking orifices that you have. We are done as a goddamn nation. We are done. I can't even begin to describe to you. If any of you know anything about the Great Depression and what it was like in this country during that time, if you don't know, you better go motherfucking find out. You better go Google the shit. Call Siri, ask me. You better go look at the pictures of how most Americans were suffering during that time. We are going to have to be held accountable for the decisions, the budgetary decisions, the fiscal and monetary decisions that are being made by our great old folks in Washington, D.C. It's clear that you can't trust what they're saying. It's clear that they're not managing the money properly. And it's crystal motherfucking clear that they're giving back $1.5 trillion. And 10 years from now, you're going to be paying more taxes and there will be no difference but us having higher debt. This nation is fucked. If you go back in history and look at all the great empires, the British Empire, the Byzantine Empire, the Mongolian Empire, the Egyptian Empire, all these motherfucking great nations thought that their shit would never ever collapse. But there's always signs of shit collapsing. And what I'm trying to tell you is the people that you are electing are making decisions that are putting our future, our longevity, future generations in severe jeopardy. And forbid that it all comes true. But you can't be robbing Peter to pay motherfucking Paul. That is what we're doing. We're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And the great debt handler, Mr. Donald Trump, and all these fucking bitch ass Republican and Democrats who supported this shit, they will be dead and gone when shit collapses. And then we're going to be sitting here looking at each other because we're sitting here with our fucking thumbs up our asses. You're going to take your thumb out your ass, sniff the bitch, realize I don't like the smell of shit. Wash your hands and cleanse ourselves of the bullshit that's going on. Because let me tell you how Mr. Donald Trump, he handles debt. He uses other people's money to make money. And when he's not successful, you know what he's able to do? He's able to file bankruptcy. He doesn't file bankruptcy personally. He files bankruptcy for his businesses. America cannot file fucking bankruptcy. If you know what happens to countries who files for bankruptcy, you better Google that shit because inflation's through the roof. Our dollar won't be worth the paper that is fucking printed on. It will be mad, economic, personal chaos. And there will be nowhere for you to run. There'll be nowhere for you to motherfucking hide. And all you can do is thank yourself because you keep sitting back electing motherfuckers who tell you goddamn shit that you want to hear that doesn't make any sense. You're going to have to thank yourself. So you may think I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, I see the future. And I see the future, you're going to get fucked. Really, really fucked. You're going to be fucked so bad that, you know what? You might as well want to become celibate because it doesn't really matter. Think long, think hard about what I'm saying. If you don't want to be eating dirt goddamn soup in the future, if you don't want to have the second Great Depression, you need to pivot and tried to figure out who is the best motherfucker to vote for, who is the most balanced person to vote for, who has the balls, who has the spine to go up against these sons of a bitches and make shit happen and make a change. Because if not, your future's fucked. Your children's future's fucked. And I don't care if you don't like what the fuck I'm saying because it's not positive and it's not sunny. This shit is not sunny. You have no idea how people have suffered in this nation history-wise and how long it took to get us where we are today. And these two-bit motherfuckers are taking us back, taking us down a road where we're going to have to suffer greatly for a long, long time. Look what happened in World War II. How long it took Europe to get back on its feet. We may not be at war, but financially we're heading and we're in a war zone. We still have time to turn around. But 3 more years of this motherfucker and the Republicans, we're done for. Even the Democrats, I don't think they're strong enough to handle this shit. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They can't even agree on a fucking principles or who's running for what seat where. So they're fucking lost. They're fucking lost. And apparently, you may be too. So how do you feel about fair pay and safe workplaces? Well, I mean, if it was me personally, I care about it. I think fair pay and a safe workplace, just like a safe home environment, is very important. Well, apparently our politicians do not think so, especially our president. He has rescinded the Fair Pay and Safe Workplaces Act. So all these manufacturing jobs that he's quote unquote bringing back, this blonde raccoon wearing motherfucker has rescinded the Fair Pay and Safe Workplaces Act. So all you people who are getting your jobs back, we're playing make-believe here. Work with me. You're going to show up to work and fucking lose a hand, lose a fucking finger, get an arm lost. And then after all of that, losing your goddamn limbs, you walk around motherfucking one-arm jack. Then you can't even get paid. So first of all, you're losing fucking limbs, your eyeballs are fucking popping out your head because you're working in an environment without safe equipment and things like that. Then on top of that, these bitch ass motherfucking companies don't even have to pay you a fair wage. Like, shit. Did he tell you that? Did he tell you, look, guys, the forgotten, I am going to get you your job back. But when I get you your job back, you're going to get fucked the fuck up. You're going to get fucked up. That's what happened. You're going to get fucked up. And while you getting fucked up, you ain't going to get paid right. So yeah, you got a job. You ain't getting paid much. And you're fucking losing your limbs. See how great I am? I'm a great guy. Look how much I've accomplished. I've done more than any other president in the world. I have hooked you the fuck up. He is protecting businesses from lawsuits even when they act in ways that exploit or harm you and the consumer. I'm like, fuck. First of all, they don't give a fuck about the employees, but they don't give a fuck about the people who are buying the product. It's like, this is like the goddamn Twilight Zone. Like, I thought for the longest time when we began in the industrial age, where we started with manufacturing and you got the OSHA laws for workplace safety and sexual harassment and all these different things that were put in place. They weren't put in place because some motherfuckers were, okay, let me reach in the sky and grab some bullshit. Okay, fair pay, I'm going to grab that from the sky. Okay, this cloud has some safe workplace practices. I'm going to grab that. And, oh, you know what? This cloud has sexual harassment. I'm not going to grab sexual harassment from this job because I think people should be getting fucked and harassed on the job and getting threatened to lose their job. So I'm going to leave the sexual harassment policies there. I mean, no one's fucking in the fucking grabbing shit from the clouds. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. No, people suffered long and hard. People protested. I mean, a lot of shit happened. Lawsuits were filed, fighting with the government, fighting with corporate America to make this shit happen. And just in one goddamn year, you elected a man with a fucking blonde ass fucking raccoon on. The coon has the claws in his goddamn brain. The coon has the claws in his goddamn brain. You elect this motherfucker and he rescinds the Fair Play and Safe Workplaces Act. It's unbelievable. So yeah, you can kind of thank him for a job that you're never going to get. Because like I said in my last show, he can't do shit about your jobs. He can't do anything about it. And he is also delaying the implementation of rules designed to protect workers from inhaling toxic substances. So he just thinks everybody but him wants to sit around and get motherfucking high off goddamn paint fumes or other petroleum-based products. That's what we're meant to do. We are meant to die because we are not worth multi-millions of dollars. So we should be inhaling shit that no human being is supposed to be inhaling on the job. Because what? Our life is not worth anything? This man, I told you, was given $1 million years ago when $1 million was probably worth $10 or $100 million. That's how he started his life off. His father gave him. Imagine if a motherfucker gave you $1 million to start off your career after you finish school. Where would the fuck you be? So a lot of people have to work hard to get where they are. He started off with a fucking silver spoon handed to him. And I'm not hating. If someone wants to give me that, I'll take it too. But what I'm trying to tell you is that he does not understand your life, your plight. He has not walked in your goddamn shoes. When the going gets tough, his bitch ass files for bankruptcy or his bitch ass files a goddamn lawsuit. He is a hustler. He is a hustler. He is grinding and getting his goddamn hustle on. He works the system. He plays the system. Now here you are, honest, hardworking, true American grit. You don't know how to play these games because you're not taught how to play these games. You're following the line. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing, what the American way. This motherfucker is doing, he is doing fucking magic and circus tricks. So now you're supposed to be at work, losing your goddamn limbs, not getting paid. And then another bunch of you are supposed to be getting fucking high on the job. You're going to get high on the job. When you inhale toxic chemicals, it leads to cancer. It leads to death. It leads to respiratory issues. It also makes some of you motherfuckers addicted. So you'll be running around fucking selling your ass to get some shit to sniff because you got addicted from some shit at your job, which ain't paying you anyway. So if you're fucked every which way you go. And that's not what democracy, that's not what life is about. That's not what it's supposed to be about here. It's not supposed to be about that here. He has overturned regulation that made it easier for independent farmers to sue food and large agricultural conglomerates. Because what these large corporations like to do, they like to come in and they like to bully smaller type of farmers, smaller type of family-run entities. And this regulation that was in place allowed them to go up against these companies who basically tried to rip them off on equipment and loans and the seeds they use to plant your food. So if these independent farmers cannot fight against these large corporations, we are fucked because 9 times out of 10, the shit that's being sold in the goddamn grocery store, wrapped in fucking packages, there was a period of time where you didn't know what the fuck they were putting in the food. If you think color XBZ and dichromatic ass and all these other things that you cannot pronounce in your food, if you think that stuff is edible, you have no idea. It was the community, the unity of these small collective farmers who came together and challenged these big companies. These big companies care about one thing: cash, money, bitches. That's what it's about. The fucking dollar. It's about the fucking money. It's not about you and your goddamn welfare. They're here to make money. So a few of you sons of bitches drop dead. Big fucking deal. Collateral damage. They're still fucking getting paid. They're still rolling, flying private. That's what they're doing. Your life is worthless to them. So he's taking away any and everything that allows the people, the smaller voices. He's taking that voice away. In every single industry and field, he is slowly chipping away. The net neutrality rule. He's taking everything that helps us, that supports this democracy, that basically got him elected. He's taking away your rights. And he's making it for these large corporate giants like himself. And frankly, that's not right. And you cannot stand for it at all. You cannot stand for it all. You cannot stand for a motherfucker. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, black, white, yellow, purple, green, you're fucking from Mars. I don't give a damn where you're from. If you're residing on this earth and you're living in the United States of America, you cannot continually support somebody who is not right for human beings of humankind. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what you eat for dinner. I don't care who you fuck, how you're fucking, when you're fucking. That doesn't matter. When someone that told you, I am here for you, basically guts you at the core level and takes away things that protects you and the welfare of your family in this country, That's fraud. It's fraud. It's traitorous. It's wrong. And you have to show him that you mean business. You cannot have someone take away safety in the workplace. Fair pay. You're doing your best. You're working hard and you should not be paid reasonably. Then what the fuck are you talking about? Make American, buy American. He's trying to make us all motherfucking slaves. I don't give a fuck what color you are. If you can't get a fair wage and you're working in fucking horrendous workplace environments, your ass, whether you know it or not, whether your name is Kunta Kinte or not, you are a slave. So if you have no interest in experiencing what 300 years of motherfucking slavery is about, I suggest you get your ass in gear, because like I told you in my 5th episode, I am not built to work in the fields. I am not built to work in the motherfucking house. Now, I can probably turn the fucking sex master out in some sex. I can handle that shit. But you know what? I'm not built for the other shit. So if you like me and you have no interest in messing up your pretty ass nails, your manicure, or getting your fine, shoes, new shoes that you're wearing dirty, I suggest you listen to what I'm saying. If someone is taking away fair pay, he is taking away having a safe place to work. He is taking away laws that helps the individual fight against these big giants. You are going to a modern day version of goddamn slavery. And if you don't recall, slavery lasted for a long goddamn time. And then we had a long ass war and a lot of people died for this bullshit. So hello. Listen to what the fuck the crazy goddamn woman is saying. I'm warning you now. This is like a modern day form of economic, social, whatever you want to call it, slavery. And the majority of people will get fucked. Google, ask Siri about the Great Depression. Find out what slavery is about. Slavery was not about fucking black and white. Slavery was about money. They wanted cheap, free labor, plentiful labor that could make them amass them wealth. All this black, white shit that came later to justify the stupid shit they were being done about exploiting a group of people. But slavery has always been about free, cheap labor. And all these other layers of bullshit they put on was just to help people wrap their brain around why they were mistreating a class of people. So now you have a president who has a raccoon on top of his fucking head, talking to him, feeding his voices. And these voices told him no fair pay, no safe workplace environment. Fuck these fuckers. They can handle the fumes. If they don't like the fumes, they need to get rich, bitches. And then he's bringing these government agencies along with him, along with the conglomerates. The EPA is talking about rescinding regulations that prohibit underage workers from handling toxic pesticides. So the adults are losing fucking limbs, getting high on chemicals. And now they're trying to fuck up the next generation of kids with chemicals? It never ends. And you know why you don't hear anything about it? Because our president is distracting you. He's strategically distracting you. And the stupid ass media is too busy following this stupidity instead of covering shit like this. Like the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, keyword protection. They don't give a fuck about your children. They don't care if they're handling toxic pesticides. Do you know what pesticides are? That goes on vegetation. Fruits, vegetables, vegetation. Hello, the shit you eat. Hello. This is fucked up. Y'all got sold a bunch of shit. And someone told you that what you're smelling wasn't shit. It was the new Chanel number motherfucking 5. And it's all a bunch of fucking lies. And you believed in lies. And if y'all listen to my first segment, which is Come Into My World. I told you to stop following people's motherfucking bullshit. Some people are selfish and they're greedy, and rich is not enough. They want more and more by any means necessary. And unless you band together and come together, your life is just going to be your own, because I know this shit. I can see it. I can smell it. I can breathe it. I see this shit. So I know what the fuck I need to do. The question is, do you know what the fuck you need to do? And if you know what the fuck you need to do, then you need to be listening to what the fuck I'm saying to you and figure out your next course of action. And your next course of action is to really start looking into who is running, why they're running, and trying to help get the right people in the right places. Because where we're headed is very sad, it's very dark, and there's going to be a lot of dark times ahead of us, because an economic boom does not happen forever. There has to be a cooling off period, and that cooling off period is called a recession. A lot of people lost their homes, they lost their livelihood, and they never rebounded from what happened in 2009. And that is why this man got elected, because that core of our nation that's in the middle, they elected him because they never rebounded from what happened in 2009. But what he's setting us up for, there would be no possibility of rebounding. It's like the middle of the country. You might as well just cut that shit off and let it drop into the fucking sea, the ocean, and bring the East Coast and the West Coast and merge it together. Because what they're doing, they're destroying middle America. They're destroying middle America. That land, those areas will be desolate. Have you ever seen those ghost towns where they look like people used to live there, they used to reside there, but those towns are basically empty? Businesses are closed and shackled up. That is what's going to happen to middle America. It's going to be one big ass ghost town if we do not fix this shit soon. And everyone's going to be moving to the East Coast and West Coast, and there will not be enough housing, and everything's going to be so expensive, and there's not going to be enough food, and it's just going to be madness. So get your shit straight very fast. Get your shit straight. I want to wrap up this episode with something that I think that's very profound. I read an article where a gentleman said, America is an idea, not a race. And I think that is a very powerful statement, because it's completely true. People get wrapped up due to our history about a race, a color, and they have just forgotten, or they don't know the history of why America was founded, what America is really about. And it's never been about a race. It's been about freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. None of that says anything about the color of someone's ass, their balls, or their hands. It's an idea, a powerful idea, which people traveled dangerous seas and oceans to come here for that idea, because that idea afforded people the opportunity to live life in a way that they couldn't get in other places. It gave them an opportunity to have an opportunity. And with that came diversity. People from America just didn't come from England. They came from all over the world for the same or similar reasons. So diversity is a strength, not a weakness. Because when you have different people who are good at different things and you have them come together, you get a great civilization. You get great technologies. You get awesome foods that you would not have in your life. Why do you think we have pizza and spaghetti and tacos and burritos and hamburgers and goulashes and stews? We have all these different cuisines because people came from all different parts of the world for this great place, which is based on an idea from a small group of men that help start the lives that we have today. We're all descendants of immigrants. All of us came from some place. If you check your history, like I said in my last episode, most of us came here off of a goddamn boat. Now, you may not like what I'm saying because you may not know your motherfucking history, because you probably ain't smart enough to know your motherfucking history, but that's okay. I'm here to educate you, and I'm here to bring you along. We all came from shithole countries, because if you did not come from a shithole country, you wouldn't want to be here. Most people left what they knew, what they had, for something unknown because it was a shithole that they were living in, and they were in a shithole country, and they wanted a chance to make a better life. And you get that in the new motherfucking world. Okay? So stop focusing on America being a race and realize it's an idea. It's an idea of democracy. It's an idea of the pursuit of justice, liberty, and happiness. So stop your bullshit. Pull the nonsense out of your ears and brains. Go get an education and realize you can't make America Europe. You can't make America Asia, because America's not that. You may have people coming from all those different places, but America will always be America. It doesn't belong to one group. It doesn't belong to another group. It belongs to all of us, because all of us came together to make it happen. So if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out and go back to where you fucking came from, because the rest of us are not leaving. No temporary law changes is going to keep America from being what America is. Like I said before, America's already great. We don't need a motherfucker with a blonde raccoon or some 2-bit ass, racist ass motherfuckers to get this to be something that it never was. It will never be that. There's always been diversity in America. Always have been. So check your history books, get your facts straight, and then kiss my ass. And did I mention? Kiss my ass again. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding, or Twitter at Mrs. D&D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. It's time for me to say goodbye for now, but my next episode 16, is coming soon on March 9th, 2018, from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. I always have something interesting going on my Instagram page, so please visit me on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding, or Twitter at Mrs. D&D. And when you stop by, make sure you say hello.